This movie was pretty good, but few problems. We see a few bodies, but you can't really make them out. There's a dad in the movie that we see maybe 3 times, 2 times once we find out about this whole collector shit. But we never actually see him die. We see the wife die. We see the boyfriend die. We see the one guy die. We see Larry Warthen die. We see Jill die. But for some reason we never see the dad die. And it goes with one of the things that always kind of ruins a movie for me. The main character who I was rooting for fucking random span number. Anyway, the main character that I was rooting for most of the movie, they did the typical thing that movies love to do when I'm really into them. The main character, there's about 20 minutes left of the movie, and I'm really into this movie. I'm really rooting for this character. He fucking drops the F slur 3 times. What is the point? Just so stupid. I really don't get why movies do that. And, anyway, back to the actual movie. Pretty entertaining, but they don't explain stuff very well. We do actually, unlike most movies, get to learn who the killer is under the mask. Because most movies, they'll just do shit like, oh, it's Michael Myers, and then they don't really ever show them without the mask. Actually, I think they did show Michael, so that's probably not the best example. But they don't show his face, but they actually tell us who he is. He was the exterminator from the beginning of the movie that we see for a few seconds. So, kinda anticlimactic, but still a kinda cool twist. And, it leaves you wondering what's gonna happen to the wife now that she doesn't have the money for the loan sharks, and he got kidnapped again just when you thought he was safe and in the ambulance ride to the hospital. And what's gonna happen to his kid now that the kid is most likely gonna lose both her parents. But yeah, it was a pretty good movie, and I did end up rooting for him because he could have just took the money and left. Because the dad tells him where the safe is and the combination, and he finds the money and pockets it. But he doesn't leave. He stays there and tries to help the dad and the wife, and even tries to go downstairs and risk his life to help the girl and her boyfriend that later come into the house because she thinks her parents aren't home, which they wouldn't be if they didn't get kidnapped by this collector guy. And he stays there to help the little daughter when he could have just took the money and ran. So I was rooting for him. So, yeah, I have a feeling this will probably get an unnecessary sequel like a lot of movies do. They finally get a sequel years and years later. Especially since, as you can see, it was made by the Saw series, which made lots of movies. And are still making them since Spiral just came out. But yeah, that's about it for this movie.